Hello everyone, a very big welcome back to my channel. I have been so busy doing like different sort of makeup looks, so it's kind of nice to sit down and just not do something dramatic for once. It's a lot more chill. This is a very difficult thing to do because everyone's going to want to do different things for their prom depending on their dress, depending on their colour of the dress, depending on their sense of style anyway, depending on if they wear a lot of makeup or if they don't. So I'm going to do my makeup as I would if I was going to prom this year. I've just got a bit of mascara on because I've just been to vote. As you guys know, we are voting for our next Prime Minister here in the UK. It's very tense. You would have seen it absolutely everywhere, all over social media. Everyone's talking about it. I wanted to use something that will give me a bit of glow because I feel like when you think of prom, you just think of glowing and brightness. I'm going to be using Nars Body Glow. This stuff smells amazing. So it looks like this. And it's got this little plant thing in it. How cool is that? It's just a floating plant. How do I describe the smell? Just vanilla-y. It's just beautiful. I love this smell. So I thought it would be cool if we could sit down and discuss prom and just chat about prom stories and stuff that I don't know, my own experience. And even if you haven't been to prom yet, you're not going for a few years, or if you've already been, we could all sit down and talk about it. Like, everyone has an opinion when it comes to prom. Next up, I'm gonna be, okay, this is really faded out. This is a like highlighter from MUA. Look how like glowy I am already. That's amazing. I'm just gonna put like a layer of it on my face. This is also going to give me some form of glow. Prom for me was weird. I went to an all-girls school, which I'm sure a lot of you know, most of you know that. That meant that we didn't go to prom with guys. This is Collection's Lasting Perfection Concealer, by the way. So yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Guys aren't everything. The way I saw it was, it would just be, I think, in my own opinion, a bit more special if we were allowed to bring someone, even if that meant a girl from like another school, or I don't know, you know what I mean? I just felt like we were basically doing what we do anyway, but in a fancy prom dress in a fancy building. I guess I just wanted something different. Like everyone else in different areas was finding a prom date, and although that did make it more stressful for people, and I'm sorry if you had to go through that, I know for sure like a big majority of my school weren't with guys, and those who weren't would just go with their girl mates. I don't know, I feel like the option should have been there. I don't really know why they decided to not do that, especially because an all-boys school down our road, they were allowed to bring girls. They had girls to their prom, which I wasn't invited to, unfortunately. Wait, was I dating? Yeah, the guy I was dating at that point, I don't think he wanted to go, and he went to that school. I think that was it. Did he not want to go? I can't remember. However, what I do remember is the fact that he broke up with me day before my prom. I just loved everything about him, and he kind of like stomped my heart into 2 million pieces, and I was very upset for a very, very long time. Quite an embarrassing amount of time. But first loves and all that, you get over it. I think what helped me the most was the fact that people change, and him changing kind of made me realise maybe we're not compatible. Because when you're young, you just think like, this person's great, but then as you watch them evolve and stuff, like a Pokemon, you realise, people do change and grow up, and maybe I'm not what he wants actually, even though I thought I was, but I can clearly see that the way he is now shows that I'm not what he needs, because we're nothing alike. Which is fine. I finally got that like moment where I was like, okay, he's just this pretty perfect little image in my head. By the way, I just dabbed over the concealed areas of my face with some Collection Primed and Ready Invisible Setting Powder. So I'm going to go into my W7 Colour Me Buff Natural Nudes palette. I'm just gonna get that down here, which is, oh, it's called Buff. See, I remember being very sad. Me and him were still on like talking terms, so he was still like wishing me well and like hoping the prom went well, and he said he was excited to see me afterwards. It was very odd. It was very difficult, like especially at times when, you know, all the single ladies comes on. Now, discussing prom dresses and money. So I never have cared for like designer clothes. You guys know this. If you're a fan of my channel, you're probably the same, or you just know that I'm like that. I don't really fuss for the bigger, the better, the more expensive. I'm gonna move along one and use this colour here, which is called Camel. So yeah, there's a lot lot of worry that people go through. Transport, like how are you gonna get there, what are you gonna wear, what bag are you gonna have, shoes and all this. This is something I've never admitted. I don't think I've even admitted this to the friends I went to prom with. I don't know, I might have done. Well, it was rented for starters, because I don't see a point in keeping a prom dress in your cupboard when you don't use it. Another thing is literally the first place I looked I got my dress from, and I got my dress from, drumroll please, a fancy dress shop. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I officially went to prom as a princess. So I'm going to show you a picture of my dress, what I look like.
Hey guys, I promised myself that I would show you my prom look, my prom dress, my prom makeup and stuff. So here we go. Unfortunately today I have a massive spot on my chin, but I can't do anything about that. So I got my nails done. My eyes are pink. My hair is put to the side and it's in like a cute little curly thingy with a little flower on it. Don't know if you can see that. So here's my dress. It's a big pink dress. It's very long and it's very cute. Got my long heels to go with it. Got my heart necklace and a pink bracelet and of course a tiara. Hey! Video in! Hi! Hey! I can see all of us can do that. Run away to prom!
So I had gone into the fancy dress shop with my mum and sister, and we kind of joked about the fact that we could get a prom dress from there, but we weren't actually like convinced I would, and I was really like worried to tell the woman. I was pretty embarrassed about it, so I didn't tell the woman who was helping me like try on some stuff that it was for prom. So I told my mum not to tell her, and then when the woman was like, oh, what's this for, and I was just like, a party, I'm gonna be a princess or something, whatever. I think you could rent that out for £30 or something. I tried it on and I loved pink. I still love pink, and I just wanted a really big obnoxious dress. I think that's one of the things I do like about prom, the whole anticipation of everyone's dresses and the fact people keep it secret, or some people tell everyone, and then it's like, oh, what's she gonna wear, how's she gonna style it, and discussing what our prom dresses are gonna be like 4 years before we even had prom, because it's just like an exciting thing. I think that's the only part of prom that does excite me. Next up, I'm gonna get Tarte's Empathize waterproof Amazonian clay cream eyeshadow. Looks like this on the inside. I'm basically just going to use this on my finger again. I genuinely just wanted a bit of princessness, glitter and pink, and that's it really. I wasn't fussed about anything else. I was a bit worried because although I didn't think anyone else would go to a fancy dress shop and get a dress like this, I didn't know where the dress actually came from. It might have just been like a prom dress shop and then the fancy dress place bought it. So I was a bit worried if anyone else would come to the prom in the same thing, because when you get a prom dress from an actual prom shop, they make sure they don't sell the prom dress to the same school to avoid things like that happening. But I know lots of people who have gone to prom with the same dress on, and that was always like a big scary thing. I remember my sister went to prom with someone who had the same dress on. I don't know what it is about that just cringes me out. I mean, if someone's got the same shoes as you, then no big deal, right? Speaking of shoes, I literally think I just bought some like standard heels that I could wear on another occasion, so it didn't really matter to me. I mean, my shoes weren't going to be out anyway. Bobbi Brown's long wear gel sparkle shadow and liner. When I was on holiday pretty recently and it was like 50% off and I had to have it. Oh, look how nice that is. My friendship group like could not make a decision on transport for ages. First we were gonna like get a freaking firefighter thing, and then we didn't realise how expensive that was gonna be. Firefighter thing, a fire truck, you know what I mean. And then we were all umming and ahhing about it and just getting like generally really excited. And then after a while, I think one of my friends' mums were like, shall we just get a fancy car? And we went to one of my friend's house. Parents were around, so we didn't get too messed up. Probably would have if it was just us lot, or at my house. And then we went off to prom, and then we had like a little after party thing one of my friend's house. It wasn't anything big that you see in these movies or anything, just something fun, little and enjoyable. But the actual prom itself was fairly odd. I mean, we just kind of like sat about. It was one of those things where you've been planning it for weeks, you've been thinking about it for years, and you've been getting ready for it for days, and then you get there and everything's a bit anticlimactic from then on. Like, you sit on a table, you chat with people that you see every day anyway, celebrate with them and stuff, see teachers and have a mess around and whatnot, and then the next minute, like, you're dancing and then it's time to leave. Not just because of my experience, but I do think in general the whole idea of prom is a bit overrated, I suppose. I'm not just saying that for my experience, I'm saying that for like everyone I've heard and lots of stories that I hear. My MUA Makeup Academy, this was their 5th birthday limited edition palette. I still got this, I've had this for quite some time. I'm gross, I know. I use this a lot because it's bronzy and it's sparkly and it's just really nice, which is fiery. So I'm going to use this to like pat over what I've already done. I'm going to take some of this True Gold colour, which is absolutely gorgeous, can I just say? My god. On my inner corner. I'm using the wrong brush for this, but you know. Laura Geller eyeshadow in Baked. It's a shadow duo that goes perfectly with what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. And I'm going to use the colour on the left here. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows. Is the new kit that I'm using a lot of at the moment. It's their duo kit, but I'm using it with my Too Faced brows brush because I love this brush. I'm just going to do a little bit of this. I'm using Collections Fast Stroke eyeliner. I love how I literally just told you guys I'm only doing a little bit of eyeliner. Next minute she's done a whole ton of eyeliner. Now I'm just going to get a bit of foundation. I hope this video didn't come across as like anti-prom or anything like that, because I think prom's great. I mean, any reason to celebrate is a good thing, and that's what I think prom should be about. But the main things I've talked about is how much like sadness prom can actually bring, like financially, socially. I just feel like there's a lot of pressure. I think people should just enjoy it rather than stress too much about it. But then I would say the same thing about school in general. I had people telling me like, just enjoy it while you can, and I remember thinking, what does that even mean? What does it mean by enjoy it while you can? I was like, what's so bad that's gonna happen when I finish school that makes people say enjoy it while it lasts? I mean, the biggest thing for me was just the fact we have this place that sort of looks after you, and obviously education is great and all. You have like a sense of a community there, and you've got friends there who are with you every day, and you can just see them and like hang out. And yeah, and I think I couldn't see that as much because I took school seriously sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. And if I didn't, I think I would have enjoyed it more. And I'd say the exact same thing about prom. It's just a prom. Just a prom. So I've put quite a lot of foundation on because I do want this to last a long time. It's prom. I'm also going to pack a lot of powder on top of this to set it and to keep it on for a long time. For lips, as this is going to be quite like a nudie, bronzy, glittery vibe, I'm going to keep it quite neutral. I'm going to use Essence's lip liner. This is 11 in Nude. I think it's just called Nude. Oh my god, I totally forgot to do mascara. Obviously using Lash Sensational's Maybelline mascara. Because I'm a big fan of this stuff, I'm gonna whip that on my eyeballs. Now I'm just gonna take Urban Decay's palette, which is a sort of like highlight blush bronze palette. It's great. I'm going to take the Jawbone shade here. I've been getting a lot of shit recently for wearing a lot of bronzer. Oh, you've got too much bronzer on, or you're not blending that. I'm just going to put a bit on my nose as well. Whilst on this topic, I think the funniest thing to me about people telling me what to do and stuff, makeup is something that changes all the time. And like, the right way to do something might be right for like that period of time. And we don't look at someone's dress sense and say, you're dressed incorrectly. We tend to just let people get on with it. I know there's going to be people that aren't like that, but there's a big majority of people who will tell someone when their makeup's done wrong, but they won't do that to someone who's just dressed in a way they want to be dressed because it's not in trend or something like that. Yeah, you can tell when someone doesn't dress in trend, I suppose, but people don't say that as much as they do when they're like, look at her eyebrows, they are not on fleek. I'm using MAC's Beauty Powder. This stuff is still very broken and it makes me very sad. It's in the Too Chic shade. I did try and fix this, but it's just broken again, so it was a little bit pointless. I'm obviously not very good at fixing broken powders. Like, I've looked at a lot of tutorials online. I did try and follow one of them, but they didn't work, so I'll have to try another. I usually then put a little bit of highlight on my finger and rub it on my nose. I just feel like this adds the best highlight ever. On my cupid's bow and here. Now this last bit is very optional, so don't worry if you don't want to do this bit, but I'm just going to take a few of these glittery diamante gems. So I'm going to take a little bit of Too Faced's glue. I've been using this a lot recently. It's really good for any body gems or glitter or whatever. And then just to finish all this off, I'm going to spray my face with Urban Decay's, nope, not this, All Nighter Long Lasting Makeup Setting Spray. This stuff is really good. It obviously sets your stuff and it keeps your face on for the whole night. The only problem I have with this is the smell. It smells like McDonald's to me. I've looked online to see if anyone else had the same opinion, and that is it. This is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed. I tried to keep this as neutral as possible, as I was saying at the beginning of the video. It's just basically a bronzy, sparkly, fun evening look. You might want to follow it. You might even just want to do this for an evening out with the girls, for yourself, because why not put makeup on for yourself? You don't need to be going to a prom. You don't even need to go to prom. If all of your friends are going to prom and you are at that time in your life when you're wondering whether to do it, don't stress. You don't have to go if you don't want to. You can still celebrate outside of prom, like organise a party or just sit with like your mates or mate or just your mum. If you can't afford it, that's nothing to be ashamed of. Tons of other people can't, and it is a very expensive thing that we feel like we have to do for whatever reason it is. Maybe films and whatever TV series gives us these really false representations of prom and prom night. Do give it a like, please, please, please. Let me know any more suggestions for makeup tutorials, because I quite liked having this relaxed, sort of natural looking thing. Subscribe if you haven't already to be notified every time I make a new video, which is Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays. I'm on social media such as Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. I also stream live on YouNow quite regularly. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I'm on Snapchat as well, and I have shirts, so those are things that might interest you. If not, thanks for coming guys, and I will see you for my next one. Bye.